everybody, welcome back to my carving shed. Today we are working, we're going to finish up, this is part 2 of the wooden deer skull. We're going to mount the antlers up there, or as one of you guys said, it looks like a Lego skull, which is dead on. I never thought of that, but once you said it, I was like, yeah, that kind of looks like a Lego, like a blocky, the blocky look to it. Apologize in advance, it's going to be a little bit loud. I've got cars driving by, the wind's blowing, but I have to keep the door open just because there's no windows in here, so everything's really dark, so I need my light. So, all right, let's get started. First thing, we're gonna do 2 things. First is we are going to add some checkering onto the wood itself. I've got some checkering tools, so we're gonna get into that, and then we're gonna mount up the antlers, and we'll be done. So, let's get going. Okay, so these are the checkering tools that I will be using. If you look at the ends here, you can see they have these little teeth, and that is what you use to cut the grooves. There's a couple different options that you have. First one I am going to start off with just has the 1 set of teeth, and I'll use that to do the outline. I'll do that first, and then we'll come back through and start doing the checkering. Now, I will say this about checkering. It is kind of a must that you secure whatever piece that you're working on, just because you are putting pressure on the piece. It's going to move it, so you have to clamp it down so that you have a good, solid, steady surface to cut on. Okay, so I am going to try something a little bit new with the checkering this time. Normally speaking, you're just going to do, I don't even know if you want to call it cross hatching or not. You end up with these little diamond shapes in the checkering, okay? But this time, I'm going to do, I'm going to space out the lines and leave a gap. And what hopefully is going to happen is this, where I'm going to do a couple lines, put a gap, do a couple more, gap, do a couple more, and then when I come back through and do the opposite direction, let's see here. What I'll hopefully end up with are an additional set of kind of diamond shapes that have other diamond shapes in them. Hopefully it'll look better and it'll make sense once I start doing it. So let's see if it works. Okay, so now that we've got all of these lines on, we're gonna come back and do the cross lines and then just use the same spacing as we did for these. Alrighty, so you can see the antlers are on, and how I did that was first I drilled a 1/2 inch hole, about 1/2 inch into both the pedicles and into the antlers. And what that does is that gives you some leeway once you put in the threaded rod to bend that and get the antlers correctly aligned onto the pedicles. Second thing is I drill a second hole inside of that first hole for the threaded rod, and I just choose the size bit that's about the same size as the threaded rod that you're using. Insert the threaded rod. I just use super glue, position it onto the pedicle of antlers at the correct position, or in this case I just kind of used my liberty to place the antlers how I thought they looked best on the wooden skull, and let it dry. And then I added a keyhole hanger on the back and hung it up. Thanks for sticking around and watching part 2. If you didn't see part 1, you can go back and watch it. That's where I roughed out the skull itself. You might learn a little something. But just wanted to say thanks for watching, guys. If you have not, please consider subscribing and putting on notifications. That way you know next Monday when I come out with a video on something skull related. We'll see what that will be. You will get notified for that. I did want to say really quickly though, if this really interests you and you would like to have something like this done for a skull that you have or a set of antlers, or even if you don't have antlers at all but you want something skull related that's wooden, look up Sam and Roger. These two guys do some amazing work. You can check it out yourself. Great inspiration as far as this project goes. Very nice guys, very supportive of me creating this one. So check them out. If that's something you're interested in, getting some custom work done, please do check out Sam or Roger, and they will definitely help you out. So guys, I will see you next time. My deepest thanks for watching, and hit me up in the comments below. Would love to see what you're up to. Thanks, guys. See it. Okay, so I am